Good evening, one and all. Myself, Sk.Ismaiel Basha, Department of Botany, K.B.N College, Vijayawada, and today discuss about Unit-3 Basics of Ecology. Ecology is the study of relationship between the living organisms, including humans and their physical environment. It seeks to understanding the vital connection between the plants and animals, the world around them. The branches of ecology: population ecology, community ecology, ecosystem ecology, conservation ecology. The population ecology, study of how population grow. The community ecology, study of how populations interact with each other. The ecosystem ecology, study of how population interact with their physical environment. Conservation ecology, study of how to preserve and create a healthy, lasting biosphere. An ecosystem includes all living things, plant, animals and organisms in a given area interacting with each other and with their non-living environment like weather, earth, sun, soil, climate, atmosphere. In an ecosystem, each organism has its own niche or role to play. The components of the ecosystem, it consists of two major components: biotic or living components and non-biotic non-living components. Biotic components include plants, animals, decomposers. Non-living components include air, water, land. It is the flow chart. The ecosystem is the two types: biotic components, abiotic components. Biotic components has a further divided into three types: producers, consumers and decomposers. The consumers further divided into three types: primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. The abiotic components, like example air, water, wind, soil, temperature, rainfall. The energy flow. The energy flow is the flow of the energy through living things within the ecosystem. All living organisms can be organized into producers and consumers, and those producers and consumers can further be organized into a food chain. Each of the levels within the food chain is the tropical level. The show diagram is the energy flow, like a sun to the decomposers and sun to the primary consumers, secondary consumers, like etc. Next one is the food chain. A food chain refers to the order of events in an ecosystem where one living organism eats another organism, and later that organism is consumed by the another larger organisms. The flow of nutrients and energy from one organism to another at different tropical levels from the food chain. For example, the grass is eaten by the grasshopper eaten by the rat or frog. The frog is eaten by the snake is eaten by the eagle. This is like the food chain. The next one is the food web. All of the interconnected and overlapping food chain in ecosystem make up a food web. Organisms in food webs are grouped into categories called tropical levels. Roughly speaking, these levels are divided into producers. First tropical level, consumers, and decomposers is the last tropical level. It is shown the diagram is the food web. Like it is a group of food chain is called as a food web. This is a simple definition. The ecological pyramids. An ecological pyramid is a graphical representation of the relationship between the different living organisms at the different tropical levels. The Charles Elton developed the concept of the pyramid of numbers. Later, G.Evelyn Hutchinson and Raymond Lindman developed the idea of the pyramid of the energy or productivity. The primary producers is the 100%, the primary consumers 10%, the secondary consumers is the 1%, third level consumers is the 0.1%, the next apex predators is the 0.001%. It is the last as a heat energy. So it is the ecological pyramids. The ecological factors, the everything that affect the natural environment is considered an environmental or ecological factor. Some components can be seen while other are invisible. The environmental factor include the water, air, soil, climate, natural vegetation and land forms. The ecological factor two types: the abiotic and biotic. Biotic is a competition, parasitism, predation and symbiosis. The abiotic is the two types: edaphic and climate. Edaphic is nothing but soil type a structure and soil pH and salinity, soil temperature, soil moisture, organic carbon and nitrogen content, heavy metal contents. The climate abiotic is the temperature, sunlight, atmospheric pressure, humidity of air, radiation and ionization of the air, chemical composition of water and atmosphere. The hydroxide succession is a unidirectional series of the changes that brings about a change in the community composition. As the succession progresses, it leads to the formation of a stable climax community. The transient stages in the progressive successional series are called the serial stages. The hydrox succession is primary type of a succession which starts in the aquatic environments like ponds and lakes. The xeroxere. The xeroxere is a plant succession that is limited by water viability. It includes the different stages in a X-rock succession. The X-rock succession of the ecological communities originated in the extremely dry situations such as sand deserts, sand dunes, salt deserts, rock deserts, etc. It is the third chapter.